Hello students, today we will be discussing about the function of the channel of distribution, and then we will be seeing that what are the various factors which affect the choice of the channel of distribution in relation to the place mix. Okay, so what are the functions of the channel of distribution? When we are talking about the functions of the channel of distribution, as you can see that I have already drafted few things for you. The function of channel of distribution are sorting. Sorting means categorizing the product into different categories. Category A, category B and category C. Purchasing the product in the bulk quantity from the producer, and then what you are doing, you are just separating the different type of products from the same lot and then giving it quality A, quality B and quality C. Let's say for example wheat. You are purchasing the wheat from the farmer in the bulk quantity, and then what you are doing, you are just separating the bigger grain particles or wheat particles and then smaller wheat particles and then medium wheat particles into different categories and then giving them the category A, category B and category C. Second function is collection. The collection of goods. The collection of goods being done from the number of producers. It is the work of the channel of distribution, the mediator, the wholesaler. He collects the goods from the number of producers and then he gives the goods to the retailer, which ultimately sells to the consumer. Then we move to allocation. Allocation is also one of the things where you are purchasing the goods in the bulk quantity and then again repacking those goods in the small quantity to make it a marketable goods, so that according to the small quantities of the needs and the requirement of the consumer, you are selling the goods in the market. The wholesaler, they are purchasing the goods in the bulk quantity, and then from that bulk quantity they are doing the repacking of those goods in, let's say, the weight measurement of 500 grams, 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg or 10 kg, so on. So this is also one of the functions related with the channel of distribution. Then comes partners in product promotion. These mediators or the channel of distribution are the partners in the product promotion also. Sorry. They are the partner in product promotion. Okay. What do you mean by product promotion? They help the producers in increasing the sale of their product by taking the work of the promotion of the goods at the local level. It is the prime responsibility of the producer to do all the advertisement, but all the other sales promotion activities will be conducted by the channel of distributor or the mediator, who will help in increasing the sale of that product. Then comes risk taking. All the risk is being borne by the mediators only, wholesaler and retailer, because they are keeping the stock of the goods, and when they are keeping the stock of the goods, so at the time of any change in the taste, demand, fashion and liking, ultimately they suffer the losses. So they are bearing all the risks. So these are all the functions related with the channel of distribution. Now after that, we have to see this thing. Factors affecting the choice of channel of distribution. What are the various factors which affect the choice of channel of distribution? That which type of channel should be used, long channel or a short channel? So there are number of factors. Product related factors. We are talking about the product. So when we are talking about the product, so what are the product related factors here? The product related factors here are unit value. That is the value of one particular piece of product. If the unit value is less and it is not so much expensive, then in that case we can think of selling that product by a long channel of distribution. But if the unit value of a product is already high, let's say gold, silver, these are the products which are already having a higher unit value. So we are not thinking of selling these products with the help of the mediator. Ultimately it increases the cost also. So in that case, the direct sale will be feasible. Okay. Perishability. Now the perishability. There are two types of goods, perishable and non-perishable. On the basis of perishability, if the goods are perishable in nature, so then direct sale has to take place. Like there are certain goods, milk, vegetable, fruits, where the number of mediators are not so much long. So it is always advisable to make the use of the direct channel of distribution in these cases. But in the case of durable or non-perishable goods, we can make the use of the long channel of distribution. Size and weight of the goods. Again one thing, size and weight. If the goods are bulky in nature and it is very difficult to handle those types of goods, to keep those goods, move those goods again and again from one place to another place, so this type of goods will directly go from the producer to the consumer. But if the size of the goods are not bulky, it can be easily handled, it can be easily carried from one place to another place. So in that case, we can think of a long channel of distribution. So all the heavy machinery are directly moving from the producer to the consumer. And all the other articles which we are making use of, like the articles in our daily need, like television, refrigerator, cooler, AC. So this can be moved from one place to another. So there we can make the use of channel of distribution. Standard product. If the products are of the standard quality, then we can think of selling those products through the channel of distribution. Because if the product is standard, it will be easily sold in any market. But if the product is not standard or a substandard quality product, then the producer has to make his own efforts to sell the goods directly to the consumer. So there the direct selling will take place. Now market related factors. Market related factors. What are these? Location of the market. Scattered market. That means the market area is very long. If the market area is very broad and it covers a lot of distance, so there is a need of channel of distribution. But if the market area is very short, where the direct sale can take place by the producer, then they will sell the goods directly in that market. Okay. Number of buyers. If the number of buyers are more, so there we have to think of selling the product through the long channel of distribution or through the help of mediator. But if the number of buyers are limited, and we know this thing that this product is being used or consumed by a very limited number of buyers, so the producer will directly sell the goods to those type of buyers. Consumer and industrial goods. If the goods are used by the consumer, so consumers are scattered at every place. Let's say we are talking about fast moving consumer goods, like the goods of basic necessity, soap, cosmetics, stationery articles. So this type of goods are known as consumer goods. And when we are talking about the consumer goods, there are number of buyers, and if the number of buyers are scattered, then we have to sell the goods with the help of the mediator. But if there are industrial goods, the capital goods, like the machinery, boilers, big instruments, equipment, which are planted in the factories, so there we have to send those goods directly from the place of production to the place where those goods will be installed. So there a direct channel will be used. Then comes credit facility. The market which allows the credit facility. The credit facility basically takes place when there are number of intermediaries. In case of direct selling, the cash selling is preferred. But where there are number of intermediaries in the market, then the credit facility can be made easily available. So if there is a need of credit facility to be allowed to the intermediaries from one intermediary to another, then in that case what we have to do? We have to sell the goods through the long channel of distribution, and if the direct selling is taking place, then there is a lesser scope of credit facility. Then comes middlemen. Middleman is also another factor which affects the choice of channel of distribution. How? First thing, availability of the middleman. A good quality middleman, skilled middleman, if it is available easily in the market or the place where you are doing your business, so then you can make the use of the long channel of distribution. But if the middlemen are not available easily and you are not finding the skilled middleman who can do your work, so there you have to think of selling the goods directly by your own efforts. Custom of trade. There are certain trading activity in which there is a custom that without the mediators you will not be able to purchase or sell those types of goods. So if this type of custom is there in a particular trade, then there is a need of the mediator. Like we are talking about the purchase and the sale of any property, house, building. So there we need the help of the agent or the mediator who will be helping us in selling our assets in the market or buying the assets from the market. So there is a custom in the trade, so there is a need of the mediator. Okay. Comparative cost, another thing. Cost is one of the important things because every producer wants this thing that he has to sell the maximum goods in the market at a reasonable cost. But if he is making the use of the mediator, then he has to think that whether the use of the mediator will help in increasing the sale of the product or the not, or whether the mediator, if he is making the use, is required there in that type of business and it is compulsory for him to make the use of that mediator. So on the basis of that thing, he has to see this thing that how much is the increase in the cost of that product and whether that increase is permissible or not. Whether he will be able to sell the products in the market by making the use of the mediator. So he has to decide as a producer that whether he should go with mediator or he should go without mediator. Then we talk about the producer's tendency. Tendency of the producer also affects the choice of channel of distribution. Quantity. If the goods are sold in bulk quantity, then what he will be doing? He will be selling the goods through the mediator. But if the goods are being sold in the small quantity and it is easy for the producer to sell the goods at a particular place in a small quantity, then he will go directly himself and sell the goods through his own personal efforts. Control over channel of distribution. If the producer wants to control over the channel of distribution, then he will sell the product by his own effort. If he wants the control. So what he wants, that he wants each and everything in his control, so he will sell the goods directly to the consumer. And if he does not want the control over the channel of distribution, so what he will do? He will sell the goods through the mediator. Then financial position. If the financial position of the producer is strong, sound enough, so he can manage his own thing and he can sell the goods in the market. But if the financial position of that producer is not sound enough, then what he will do? Then he will take the help of the mediator. Okay. Distribution policy. What is the policy of the distribution of the product? So it also helps the producer in taking this decision that how he has to sell the product. If there are selective concepts related with the producer and he wants to sell the goods to the selective recipient, then what he will do? Then he will sell the goods directly to those persons only who will help them in selling the goods in the market. So if there is a selective policy of selling the goods directly to a few consumers, so directly he can sell the goods in the market by his own effort or through the selected persons only or selected mediators only. So there is no need for longer channel of distribution, and if the policy is that the distribution should be done at a very vast level and there is no selective recipient of the policy, so everyone is free, so he will sell the goods with the help of the large number of mediation network. So this is all about the various types of functions of channel of distribution and what are the factors which are affecting the choice of the channel of distribution. So the second part of your placement, which I have discussed in this lecture. First part we have already discussed, and this is the ending of that place mix. So we have almost covered 3 P's related with the elements of marketing mix: product, price and place. Thank you and have a nice day.